Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we have a beauty spotlight on the Too Faced Cat Eyes Ferociously Feminine Eyeshadow and Liner Collection Palette. It's really just called the Too Faced Cat Eyes palette, but I just love saying Ferociously Feminine. So anyhow, so what this palette is, it is a 9-shade palette. You've got 3 larger pans that are kind of like your base or highlight shades, and then you have your set of brighter or just kind of more eye-popping shades, and then you have 3 darker shadows that can be used wet or dry, so they're kind of geared towards being used as eyeliners as well. And then going across from left to right, you've got your day shades, you've got your classic shades, and you've got your fashion shades. So I'm so sorry, my phone just rang and I had to take it, and the video got interrupted. So where were we? I don't remember. We'll just go with the packaging part. All right, so let's talk about the packaging. The packaging is, oh, look at it, look at it, look at it. Isn't it the cutest thing you've ever seen? This is like the whole reason why I bought this palette. It is I always get it confused, cheetah or leopard. It's a cat print, and it matches my blouse today. Can you tell I'm coordinating? I love it. I love it, love it. Like, this is the whole reason why I bought this palette, just because it was the cat eyes palette and it had, you know, a cat design on the front. Had to get it. So it's a metal casing, magnetic closure. It's pretty small, as you can see, you know, so it's nice and compact. You can travel with it. I love it. Let me read what it says on the back of the palette. It says, "The timeless cat eye just got sexier. From ancient Egypt to the mod 60s, the punk 80s, and today, it's always been an iconic beauty essential. This classic has been updated with 9 matte, shimmer, and glitter textures in warm and cool tones. Included are 3 wet and dry formulas for intense precision lining and a perfect wing tip." So, the inside of the packaging, on the top, you have a little insert here, which there's a mirror behind. The insert actually gives you looks and designs using different sections of the palettes, which I thought was a really cool thing to include. Now, the colors themselves, they're broken up into 3 sections. On the top, left to right, you've got the day section, the classic section, and the fashion section. I can't talk today. Each section gives you a large pan that has sort of a base or a highlight shade, an all-over shade, and then sort of a pop of color shade, and then a dark shade that you can use wet or dry, so you can use it as an eyeliner if you want. So let's go through the colors. The day section has the large pan of Purr. Purr is a pale beige cream with soft, warm undertones and a frosty finish. Then next is Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye is a rich, warm bronze copper with a frosty finish. And then for the wet and dry shade, we've got Leopard. Leopard is a dark brown, slightly warm tone with gold sparkle. The classic section from left to right, the larger pan is Meow, which is a light nude beige matte. The pop of color shadow is Pussycat, which is a muted heliotrope with subtle lavender shimmer. And then the wet dry shade is Jungle Love, which is a deep, dark, dull purple with a semi-matte finish and pink and purple sparkle. The bottom row is the fashion row, which includes the large pan of Kitten, a cool toned pale baby pink with a semi-matte finish. The pop of color shade is Kitty Glitter, which is a semi-sheer sparkling pale silver with glitter. And then the wet and dry shade is Panther, which is a dark black matte. Those are the different sections. Now let's go ahead and talk about the quality. Starting with the larger pans, Purr, Meow, and Kitten. I'm kind of disappointed that they put these 3 large pans in there together. I think I really would have preferred if they had made them the same size as the smaller pans and then stuck 3 more shadows so you can have 12 shadows instead of 9. But, I mean, that's just me. So anyhow, I see what they're doing, because Purr has more of, you know, satin finish. Meow has that matte finish, and then Kitten has that pink tone. So they are ranged, but I just don't feel like I'm going to be using that whole pan. You know, I mean, I probably will, but if you compare it to the color shades, I love color, so I'd probably use, you know, Pussycat and Tiger's Eye so much more than I'm going to use anything else in this. So I wish they were the larger pans, but I see, you know, what the intent was. Purr and Meow really don't show up on me a whole lot. They're kind of, they're very fair, and I'm very fair skin toned, so it's kind of an all over wash of color. You know, if I want to do a matte look, I'll use Meow. If I want to, you know, add Purr as a highlight, I can do that. Or if I want a shimmer look, I'll do Purr all over. And then if I want more of a pink, warmer tone, you know, I'll use Kitten. Now for the pop of color shades, I love Tiger's Eye. I think Tiger's Eye is gorgeous. I mean, it's beautiful in so many different looks. It really just pops. Pussycat is one of those shades that it's both good and bad for me. If you're doing, you know, that heliotrope shade just as a sort of detail shade or pop of color shade, you know, maybe underneath your bottom lashes like I am right now, which I know you're probably saying I don't see it. Yes, because if you don't do an all over wash with that color, it will start to disappear. And I did use a setting spray with it, and I used a primer with it, so it will disappear. Now if you do an all over look with it, you know, on your lid, blend it in all over, it will stay so much longer. I really highly recommend, if you're going to do that, to use a pink or a purple like jumbo stick, like NYX jumbo pencil, or a shadow stick underneath it, something that can make that purple and pink pop more, because it will slowly start to fade. Now kitty glitter really isn't very pigmented at all. It's not opaque at all. It you know, if you look at the swatch, which I'll bring it up again, there you go. If you look at the swatch, it doesn't look like a wash of silver. I was hoping it would be something more like Revolt from, you know, the electric palette, the Urban Decay electric palette, which is that really bright silver, but it just kind of becomes more of a wash of really pale silver shimmer, which the way I like to use this is probably just on the inner corners of the eye, just to kind of make the eyes pop a little bit more. If you do this all over the lid, it's best to kind of wet your brush a bit, because you will get a lot of fallout with that shimmer and sparkle. So just keep that in mind. Now the wet and dry shades, I really, really recommend against using them as wet shades. I mean, maybe it's just me, but they didn't last very long. I do have oily eyelids. You know, I do have problems with my eyeliner smudging sometimes, you know, unless it's waterproof or unless it's just really sticky and likes to stay. I have a lot of good luck with Urban Decay's 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Black Velvet. It stays forever. But these, I mean, I've tried different methods. I've tried spraying water on the back of my hand and then dipping a brush into the shadow and then swirling it into, you know, the liquid on the back of my hand and then applying it so it's applied wet. It applies, but it didn't last very long at all. And it's certainly not opaque, and it's not very rich and, you know, deep looking. So I say just use these as dry shadows, unless you know, your eyeliners never smudge, unless you don't have any problems with them smudging. And if you're doing more of a natural daytime look where you don't want a really deep, rich line, then maybe you can use it as an eyeliner. But all in all, I'd say stick with using them as dry shadows. So using them as a dry shadow, Leopard is probably my favorite. It's very rich, it's very deep, it blends out really well. You know, the shimmer still shows up well enough. Jungle Love is probably the biggest disappointment in this palette, just for me, because I want to love it so bad. I mean, just not because Jungle Love is the name of it, but I really want to love it. It's just not purple enough. It's not rich enough. It's just not vibrant enough. When I apply it, it just looks like a really dull, dark, muted purple, and that purple sparkle doesn't even show up. If you look at the swatch again, I'll bring it up again for you. It looks a lot more sparkly and shimmery in the swatch than it does on your eye. On your eye, it really just doesn't show up, unless you're going to be doing an all over look with this shadow, which it is pretty dark. So if you're gonna do an all over look, it's a very deep, sultry, romantic, very more of a, like, not necessarily a graphic look, but you probably aren't gonna do that look every day all the time. So it just, I don't know, I really wish more sparkle came through or more purple came through. If you're going to do this all over your lid, use, like I said, use a purple base underneath it. It'll make the purple pop a little bit more. Now Panther I really do like, because it is a really nice, deep, dark black. I think it's a great black, and I'm really happy that it's in this palette, especially since this palette being, you know, a cat eyes palette. You can do a really nice smoked out cat eye with that black, you know, if you don't want to do a precise line like I've done in this look. So anyhow, so I am happy about Panther. Now, For the quality, I've gone over the quality of all of them. You can see it's very mixed. Some are really good, some are really bad, some are kind of in between. But this palette is only $36. You can get it at, let me see, where can you get it? You can get it at Sephora, you can get it at Too Faced website. I don't know if they have it in Sephora stores yet. I know you can buy it online. They didn't have it at my Sephora store last time I went, so but you can check it out if you ever buy Sephora. It's only $36. I think $36 is a reasonable price for this palette because I have gotten, a huge variety of looks with it. I am happy with it. I love the packaging. The packaging is just the cutest thing ever. It just makes me happy. And there's a good mix of light to dark in here, but like I said, if I could change anything, I wish these pans were smaller. I wish there was 3 more shades in here that, had a little more pop or something, and I wish they had kind of adjusted Jungle Love's formula just a little bit. Other than that, I do think it's a good mix palette. I do think it's decent quality enough to pay $36 for, and I am getting a lot of looks for it. So the look I'm wearing today is with the Cat Eyes palette, so stay tuned. I'll show you what I did, what I put on, how to do it. I hope you enjoy it. All right. Then, to start off the tutorial, I'm going to take a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, and is that what it is? Yes, that's what it is. I'm going to take the shade Meow, which is that matte nude beige, and I'm going to apply it all above my crease just to mattify the entire area, give it a nice, mattified nude canvas to apply to. All underneath the eyebrow, just between the eyebrow and the crease, not on the actual lid, and a little bit in, and just kind of, lightly brush it in, back and forth. It's really not going to add a lot of color, well, not on my skin tone, it's not, but it is going to, like I said, just kind of mattify the area and give it a good base. Alright, now taking a clean brush, same thing, Deluxe Crease Brush from Real Techniques, I'm going to take the shade Kitten, which is that pale light pink, and I'm going to apply that just on the inner part of my eye above the crease, kind of rounding it from the inner corner of my eye and then up around the nose and up towards the eyebrow. Just be careful, I can't even talk today, be careful if you've already done your brows like I have, that you don't brush that powder on it. When you get closer, maybe just kind of pat it on right there instead of brush over. That way you don't get a whole bunch of powder on your eyebrows. And we just want a nice soft pink kind of sheen right there. Alright, next, taking a Coastal Scents BRC SO2 brush. It's a flat shadow brush. We're going to take the shade Tiger's Eye, which is that really beautiful coppery bronze. And we're going to apply that onto the lid, patting it on until you've got a nice rich color. You don't want to go past your crease line on the inner corner, because for that cat eye you want it to be really nice and elongated, and if you go in, you're pulling the color in so you don't have that nice winged out cat eye. So make sure you stop it right there at the crease. But as you get further out, then you can kind of pull it up, angling it towards the tip of your eyebrow, which if you have light enough eyebrows that you can do this, or eyebrows that you can shape well, I'd recommend elongating your eyebrow just maybe a teensy bit, just so, we are doing a kind of cat eye shape, just so you can get that nice elongated eye look. I think hubby just got home. I know he's not going to go on the camera, but maybe I can get him to say hi. Now as you get up to the top, don't worry about trying to buff it in too well. I am going to use a different brush to kind of blend it out, but right now we're just kind of packing on the color so it's nice and rich, and then angling it out toward the tip. Alright, next up we're going to take a pointed shadow brush. This is Coastal Scents BRC NO9. We're going to take the shade Leopard, which is that dark brown with gold shimmer. And we're just going to kind of lightly work it into the outer part of the crease and down, angling it, kind of making a V shape on the outer part of the eye. And there's hubby. Say hi. I was just talking about you. You want to come get on camera? No, I didn't think you would. Alright, so taking the dark brown shade, just kind of working it into that V, deepening the color. And then you're going to take, let's see, what is this? What is this? This is a Coastal Scents no name brush. It's just a small detail brush. You're going to take the shade Panther, which is that matte black, and I'm going to apply it kind of the same place that you just applied Leopard, but you're not going to blend it out quite as much, so you're going to keep it a little bit closer into that crease and V. Kind of really get some angling going here. Alright, then after that I'm going to take a, let's see, Sedona Lace EB13 brush. This is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful blending brush. It is so soft. And then I'm going to take a little bit more of the Kitten, not a lot, I'm just kind of barely tapping in, and then I'm still going to tap off. And then you're going to kind of just lightly blend out that edge so it's not quite as rough. But I like adding that Kitten to it so it kind of gives it a nice soft sort of pink tone. Alright, then same brush, I'm going to go back into a little bit of Tiger's Eye. And I'm going to kind of round out the top here so it all just kind of blends nicely into each other. Alright. Alright, next I'm going to take a, what is this? Starlooks Soft Small Dome Fluff Brush, E858, it's 858, which is just a small flat shadow brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Pussycat, which is that really beautiful heliotrope, and I'm going to apply that all along below the bottom lashes, and I'm going to pull it out to the very, very tip, or actually it's going to be a little bit below the tip of my eyebrow, kind of following that natural line of where the eyeshadow was, or where the eyeshadow ended. And I'm going to pull that color all the way into the inner corner of my eye. This shade can be a little soft. If you feel like it's starting to pull a little too far down onto into your eye socket below your eye, then I'd recommend just getting maybe a buffing brush with your face powder and then just kind of lightly buff underneath it to blend it out. But I'm pulling my color pretty far down just so you can really see it. This shade you really have to kind of keep applying, go over a few times, because it will start to fade out if you're just doing kind of an accent color like this. If you're doing an all over lid shade, it stays nice and pink. If you're doing just an accent color like this, it will fade pretty quick. Alright, so last from this palette, we're going to take Kitty Glitter, which is that silver sparkle. Get quite a bit of it on, what brush is this? What brush is this? Coastal Scents. It's just a pointer, a rounded tip pointer detail brush. And we're going to dab that onto the inner corner of the eye just to kind of give a little bit of highlight, a little highlight, little shine, little sparkle. Make the eyes look a little bit brighter. But you have to add quite a bit. I prefer using a rounded brush like this, a rounded pointed brush like this, because it presses it into the skin more than brushing it on. If you try to brush it on, you'll get a lot of fallout. Yes. All right, so that's it for the shadows. Let me go ahead and curl and put mascara on my lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay, I figured I could go ahead and show you what I did with my eyeliner just because it's a pretty significant part of this look. I'm using Jessie's Girl liquid eyeliner. It's black, pen tip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by drawing a line right between that brown and the heliotrope shade, going out towards the tip of my eyebrow. And I'm going to pull it out pretty far. Alright, then I'm just going to start creating a triangle in. And I love this liner because you can get really, really close to the roots of your lashes. And you can get very, very detailed. Alright, then I'm just going to start kind of working my way across. The outer part of the cat eye wing is going to be pretty thick, and it's going to get thinner as you go in. Okay, this part I'm hoping you'll be able to see it pretty good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue the line, and I'm going to go past the inner corner of my eye, as you can see on this side. What it does is it just kind of gives you more of that cat eye look. It just kind of angles it in a bit and extends the line of your eye. So you want to do this very carefully. Alright, next up I'm going to take Urban Decay's 24/7 Glide On Velvet Pencil in Black Velvet, and I'm going to line my waterline. And to finish up, I'm going to put mascara on my bottom lashes. There's the finished look, everyone. I hope you enjoy it. Now back to the end of the review. Alright everyone, so that's the end of my review for the Cat Eyes palette and the tutorial. God, it's like, has it been getting slowly darker in this video because it looks like it's about to storm outside, so my lighting is probably not the best. But I'm like, I'm getting this video done. I've been trying to do this video for days now. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know in the comments down below if you have the Cat Eyes palette, or if you're thinking of getting the Cat Eyes palette, if this review helped your decision. If you have the Cat Eyes palette, what you think of it, looks that you've done with it, please share with me. Be sure to subscribe if you want to keep watching videos like this. Let me know also what videos you'd like me to do in the future, what products you'd like me to review. You can check me out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as The Charming Cheshire. I'll put in the description box below links or ways that you can go subscribe to me there as well. But for now, everybody, happy makeuping. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.